Hello and welcome to Faultlines. I'm your host Shahzad Raza. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has reached China to attend SCO summit, and this year the summit is very important and probably the most important so far. Why? Because President Donald Trump has waged a tariff war almost all over the world. SCO is meeting because it's going to be the 80th anniversary of anti-fascist war in China, and there is going to be a parade which is going to be attended also by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. And also friends and foes from the region are going to share the same venue, setting aside their differences in order to reach a greater economic integration. I mean, that was the primary target of SCO at the first place when it was formally constituted in 2001, that the regional countries should have greater economic integration with each other. China being the leading player in the SCO and in the region, in fact, all over the world, has launched several projects. In Pakistan, the flagship project of CPEC is going well. 2 phases of CPEC has already been completed, and now there is a second version of phase 2 of CPEC, in which Prime Minister would definitely talk to the Chinese counterpart and also the other world leaders and the Chinese business community. And he has also a very important meeting with the Chinese business community, in which the B2B agreements with the Chinese business concern and the Pakistani business community are going to be signed possibly. So we are going to discuss this and the implications and what are the hurdles for the greater economic integration in this particular region. We are going to discuss all these important points in this program, and I'm being joined by General ZAHID MEHMOOD, Senior Defense Analyst. Thank you very much, General Saab, for your time. Ambassador CHOHAN is also joining us. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your time. And Dr. Hassan Daud is also with us. Dr. Saab is former project director of CPEC. Ambassador CHOHAN, let me ask you the first question. So, I mean, this is a very important summit for not only for Pakistan, for all the member countries. But what do you think? What are the best takes for Pakistan in this summit? I mean, Prime Minister is there. Pakistan is being represented at the highest level. So, what we are getting out of it in the short and the longer term? Ambassador CHOHAN.
This very important subject that you have taken up, the forthcoming SCO summit, which is starting in Tianjin in China from 31st August, is very important for all the member countries, but Pakistan in particular, because firstly, it's a platform. We will be discussing regional security, cross-border terrorism, connectivity between the member countries, development, prosperity, cooperation in various fields. So Pakistan has a lot of interest in this particular SCO summit. It is also significant in regional context. So as we develop, we can deliberate more upon it. At this moment, I would leave it to you and General Saab to further carry forward the topic.
Very right. Ambassador CHOHAN, we joined SCO in 2017. It's been almost 8 years. So you think that we have fully capitalized on it and fully utilized the potential of this important platform?
Yes, Shahzad. 2017, Pakistan joined SCO summit. But if you see SCO itself, it was first called Shanghai 5. And then it evolved. But the Shanghai spirit is the main driving force in the SCO summit. Earlier on also, Pakistan hosted SCO summit in Pakistan. We have that privilege. And now we are participating in it in a very active way. SCO has evolved, and this time there are 25 member countries that are participating in it, and even UN has been invited as an observer. So a new world order seems to be evolving, and perhaps SCO will be a major player in this evolution of international system.
Very right, very right. General ZAHID MEHMOOD, now interesting part of this summit is that Indian Prime Minister is also there. And last year, he snubbed Beijing and skipped the summit, probably because he was riding on the high wave of so-called domestic popularity. But this year, facing tough economic tariff from the United States of America, facing a humiliating defeat from Pakistan not very long ago. So you think that this is an attempt by the Indian Prime Minister to come out of the isolation, to ease the pressure the country is facing from the United States of America and looking towards an arch rival China. The India always had the great animosity with China at the behest of its foreign masters. So you think that this is an attempt to salvage whatever respect he had left with?
Shahzad, thank you very much for the invite and my regards to the lead panelists. Of course, there is no option left for Modi to reset what all has happened with him, especially with India after the Operation Banyan Marsoos. Look, I always considered India in this SU as a Trojan horse. They were never ever with the essence of this organization. They have never been with the spirit of this organization. So they have always acted and they have always tried to sabotage the very spirit of this organization. So now, as you have already alluded, that it is because of the geopolitical environment. I think it's kind of a compulsion. This chameleon approach, this is part of, this has become the character of this very state, this Indian state. This is now no more a tactic. This has become a character, and whole world understand this character of India. 1 year earlier, they were not there in the conference, and hubristically they were saying that if our agendas are not part of the final declaration, we will not sign it. And I've personally experienced their approach because I have been attending few meetings of RATS, which is anti-terrorism, activity through this SU, which is a very, very important and a key, element of this SU summit and this organization. So we have always find them, following and pursuing their own agendas and, taking advantage of such organization to pursue their political, domestic, and their own, narratives, state narratives. So they have never been there. So considering the present environment, especially the United States approach towards India after seeing their true face, the whole charade thing of being a net security provider in the, in the
right.
Indo-Pacific, and then the way they are conducting business along with Russia, and unfortunately, though this is a bilateral issue between India and the United States, but United States has taken it very seriously. And thirdly, you have been embarrassing the President of United States. You should have been obliged and you should have been thankful to him for stopping this war to whom you went running, and now you are blaming him that we are not. And even you never ever even considered calling the United States ambassador in New Delhi and demarch him for the purpose that why President Trump is.
Ajal Sahib, don't you think? Of course, point well taken. Ajal Sahib, don't you think that the Chinese, they have very subtle approach of expressing their pleasure and displeasure? It's a very important occasion for them. The parade is going to occur in Beijing, the 80th anniversary of anti-fascist war, in which the Pakistani Prime Minister already been invited, but Indian Prime Minister is not going to be there because the invitation was not extended. So it's a Chinese way of saying that you are welcome to attend the SCO summit, but we know that what your position is against China.
Of course, these are the diplomatic gesturing and posturing, and this is in response to what has been your attitude towards the China. So this is clear reflection of that. Look, Pakistan and China. China has already declared that Pakistan is our strategic partner, ironclad brothers. So this came from from their foreign ministry just a few weeks before this conference. So they're of course they're going to showcase the strategic partners on the stage, and these are those convergences in which basing on those on which Pakistan and China are the strategic partners, and there shouldn't be any doubt. And this is a clear messaging to India in response to what India has been claiming, that we were not only fighting Pakistan,
Right.
we were fighting China and as well as
Of course.
Turkey, and sometimes they used to take the name of Azerbaijan as well.
Of
so
course.
China is a deep strategic country. They exactly understand, they exactly know where to keep India in its size, in its stature, and its Indian approach towards this whole region. So they're taking full advantage of this new reset from India, which India is looking at after they have.
Point taken,
But
Jalsa.
again, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the moment India will get an opportunity, they'll get a little green signal from United States of America.
Point taken. Point taken. Point taken, sir. Point taken. Let me include Dr. Hassan Daud Butt in the debate. Dr. Saab, we successfully completed 2 phases of CPEC. Now, the second version of phase 2, the phase 2 2.0, which we call or know, is basically to encourage the foreign and the local companies and the investors to come and formally join the part of this ambitious and revolutionary program. So whatever facilities or services the government of Pakistan in cooperation with the Chinese government is offering in its own territory is going to be, the cornerstone of Prime Minister discussion he's going to have with the Chinese business community over there. So a lot of work has already been done. So what time frame you are looking at that this revolutionary project would be on on the right track and fully operational at the full scale?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think first we need to understand the correlation between SCO and or incentives of regional integration with the BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative of China, and also CPEC. And I think in the past decade, while globalization forces were supporting any regional work of connectivity being enhanced to enhance trade and people-to-people interaction, as we speak, we are passing through a time where there's more protectionism coming. West is actually putting tariffs on countries led by United States of America, and all of this is impacting the global economic scenario. And in this scenario, while we have SCO, which of course stems from the Shanghai spirit of equal opportunity, equal relationship, and of course quality development. In this scenario, from last decade of CPEC, we will see next decade of CPEC, because in Tianjin Declaration, they are going to offer the next development plan for SCO. So now let me correlate with that. In 2013 till to date, in past 12 years, almost 12 years, we were able to have infrastructure which will support the economic development of Pakistan, and then moving forward, perhaps build our case for a larger economic and regional integration, and Pakistan being the center point because of its geography, its large population, and of course its regional connectivity. We have done well in CPEC. We have done well as far as Gwadar development, which mostly happened through grant. Also road infrastructure, electricity infrastructure, optical fiber. I think on the business to business or industrial cooperation, we still are lagging behind, although we have certain SEZs, especially Rashakai in Dabiji and of course in Punjab and some other places. What we now have to do, because on 4th Prime Minister will be inaugurating the roadshow in Beijing, where a lot of Pakistani and Chinese, I think business chambers and of course.
So it's a private sector which has to take a lead now.
Yes, in the past we had the government to government interaction, setting stage for a larger business to business interaction. But business to business interaction needs a sort of enabling environment supported by the government. So government role here will be to create policies, incentives, craft incentives which can attract investment, create that pull factor for Chinese investors to come. And when Chinese will come, like earlier, when they came in the energy sector, other third-party participation, which is also one pillar under the joint working group of third party, can also come. But I just want to caution here in one thing and also highlight one opportunity
Very
that
quickly,
exists.
sir.
When CPEC started, we did not had SIFC, which demonstrates the whole of government approach. As now we have SIFC, entire government bodies are supporting industrialization in Pakistan, and Pakistan desperately need industrialization for creating job opportunities for the youth, which is of large size, because we highlight this as one of our endowment. So in order to pull or push that endowment in
Right.
the right direction, we need industrialization, export led, and the only partner which can come as early as perhaps next year, because you asked for timeline, is perhaps China.
Okay, okay. Ambassador Chauhan, now since President Donald Trump is, following a very tough economic policy, imposing tariff all over the world. So you think that the importance of the forums like SCO has increased manifold, and it's an opportunity rather than the challenge?
Yes, the tariffs imposed by President Trump have posed challenges to a lot of countries, particularly India and China. But with Pakistan, they imposed 19%. And you would be surprised to know that the lowest tariffs that President Trump's government has imposed on any country is on Israel, which is 16%. And after Israel, it is Pakistan which has the lowest tariffs. So that shows the inclination of Mr. Trump's government towards Pakistan, to work with Pakistan, and yet Pakistan is an iron brother, an all-weather friend of China. When the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Li had visited the region, including India and Afghanistan, where trilateral meeting of Pakistan, China, and Afghanistan was also held, his visit concluded in Pakistan, and he said of all the countries that he visited, Pakistan was the most important.
Right.
So, Pakistan-China friendship is very important, but at the same time, the question that you have posed about tariffs, I think that will be discussed in the summit. But this summit is really unique in its focus and in its approach. And it is in line with President Xi Jinping's vision of shared future and shared prosperity with mutual respect and trust. So there will be confidence building measures discussed between member countries, particularly a country like India, where General Sahab just mentioned that there is a big trade deficit, trust deficit with India, because Mr. Modi will also be participating in a Quad meeting, and Quad, is inherently opposed to the Shanghai spirit, which SCO summit is really working on. So it
Right.
is interesting that certain member countries have divergent interests, but as far as creating an alternative new world system more focused on South-South cooperation, to create an alternative to the hegemony that the North had imposed on South, global South.
Very right.
But yet, UN is also invited as an observer. So it is not anti-UN, it is not anti-US, but it is pro-South, and it is pro-prosperity
It is
of the
pro
people of.
prosperity and the pro South. Point well taken, Ambassador Chauhan. Jal Sahab, CPAC is a flagship project of the entire BRI, theme, or what you call it, the greater and the larger project of that type. The question is, this CPAC, this flagship project, China portrays it all over the world. But both countries, both Pakistan and China, they understand that there are several spoilers in the region which don't want this project to be a success, and we are extremely working hard, and the Chinese are working hard to make it a success. But the other players, for instance, the India is actively trying to sabotage this project. On the other hand, Afghanistan, we are not getting the same type of support in order to make it a real success. So what do you think that because of those two reasons, the big reasons, how can we just go ahead and complete it within the time frame and get the desired results?
Yes, we have the spoilers, as I said earlier in my first answer, that there is a Trojan horse, and that is India. India is a great spoiler. Initially, a few years back, I mean, they were doing it, because they were in enmity with China. Let there be no doubt, they are in enmity with China even today. So they were doing it against China. They are in enmity with Pakistan. They were doing it for Pakistan. And then as a so-called net security provider or a watchdog, and to show their big masters, I mean United States of America, that look, you have trusted me and entrusted me with this task of spoiling things for your main competitor, that is China. So I am doing it directly or indirectly. By the way, they were actually pursuing their own political and nefarious designs. So anyway, Pakistan and China understand the importance of this, and probably Afghanistan, there is a greater realization in Afghanistan as well. There is a large number of minds now who are thinking to get connected with this project, because now Kabul will have to decide to run the Kabul for the people of Kabul and Afghanistan. So this project can be a matter of great significance for every Afghan citizen. So Pakistan, through good diplomacy, through good politics, and by aligning ourselves with the strategic interest of China and aligning ourselves with the strategic interest of Pakistan, where there is a convergence between Pakistan and China. So we need to create that environment, and we should also, include the Central Asian republics. Those are most important countries. We should understand that one of the major reason of creation of this SCO was actually after the fall of Russia and breaking away of these countries from Russia. So that was the time once China wanted to establish relationship with that, and there is a small little competition within this region also between China and Russia. Then there is a serious competition between China and India. Then there are enmities like India and Pakistan, China and India. So this is a mix of politics and all that. So Pakistan will have to include the Central Asian countries also. So they will have to convert into the regional progressive alliance. Although India is there, but I can tell you now, maybe next year once we are doing commentary on this, India might not be participating again as they did last year. So I think Pakistan and China are very much clear. Russia is also a little bit clear about these spoilers, and by taking necessary safeguards, we have to move forward.
All right. Lastly, Dr. Hassan Daud, but what do you think that when Prime Minister is going to meet the Chinese business community and there would be interaction between Chinese and Pakistani businessmen, which areas they should focus on? Very quickly, sir. Dr. Hassan, can you hear me? Can you unmute your mic, please?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
So whenever your government leader, they go overseas, especially for road show, for showcasing some of our natural and of course endowments for attracting investment, we need to look at sectors which are competitive. You cannot have a one-size-fits-all approach. So you need to select sectors where you have low-hanging projects which can be pitched well through your pitch book, through your strategy for creating that pull factor. So for me, the sectors that are, and the government is really focused on that. Of course, we have the endowment of mining, we have agriculture sector. We still have a large gap in energy, especially in renewable energy. And then, of course, connectivity. And when I say connectivity, the hard connectivity and, of course, the digital connectivity.
Right.
And then business to business approach. I'm sure when the Prime Minister's talking points are crafted, they will talk about and request the Chinese leadership, because in China, it's always a top-down approach. they would request the Chinese leadership to support our business community of China to look at Pakistan as one of the good places to invest because of our geography, of course, because of
Of
our
course.
large population, because we have great demographic advantage. But before we pitch that, and of course we will showcase that, we also have to look at the productivity of our human resource, build capacity in those sectors, so that when an investor comes to Pakistan, he finds it more attractive, and then more investment can flow.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hassan Daud Bhatt, Ambassador Naila Chauhan, General Zahid Mahmood, for your valuable time. Right now we have with us Mustafa Haider Sayyed, Executive Director of PAK-CHINA Friendship Forum. He's in China at the moment. Thank you very much, Mustafa Haider, for your time. First question is that how important this SCO summit for the country like Pakistan?
SCO has indeed become very, very critical as a platform for Asia, a China-led platform which is great for Pakistan. And I think that Pakistan should use this platform to leverage its geo-economic policy of connectivity, whether it's with China through the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or whether it is with Central Asia, and also whether it's with Iran, with the Pakistan-Iran pipeline, which is being also revived after the successful state visit of the Iranian president to Pakistan. So I think Pakistan has everything to gain from this visit of the Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif to China. And the cards and stars are very well aligned for Pakistan. And for this time, Pakistan has covered all its flanks.
Mustafa Haider, we joined SCO Summit in 2017, and it's been 8 years. So how successful we are using the best of this important platform and taking best benefit for the people of Pakistan, and the governments have been successful so far. In 8 years down the road, how can we go ahead and make further improvements and making further inroads in the business community in the countries like China and other important South Asian countries?
This is a very opportune time for Pakistan to participate in the SCO after defeating India in the war last month, and now coming to China at a time when CPEC 2.0 is being revived, and after the very successful visit of State Councillor Wang Yi to Pakistan and Kabul, where Pakistan was central in its role both in the trilateral dialogue of the foreign ministers in Kabul, as well as the foreign minister's visit to Islamabad. And Pakistan now comes as the major domo of South Asia, with constructive engagement with Washington, while at the same time maintaining its strategic all-weather partnership and ironclad relationship with China, particularly with the context of big power rivalry, where we see India on the wrong side of Washington and coming to Beijing as only bait from a tactical perspective, and Pakistan coming after winning a war, after having successful diplomatic spree in the recent months, and coming and walking into the SCO with its chin up.
One very important question is that Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, he skipped last year SCO summit, and basically it was a snub to Beijing. But this year he is going to be there. He is attending the summit. What are the core reasons that what forced Narendra Modi to go ahead and attend SCO summit this time?
Modi's participation is primarily tactical, and the audience for his visit is Washington, to leverage and negotiate his position better, particularly vis-a-vis the tariffs with Donald Trump. So it's a purely tactical visit from Modi to Beijing, and almost appears as abrupt and impulsive. That now know that my Washington masters are not giving me an audience, I'm going to rush to Beijing.
Last question, Mustafa Haider. SCO, don't you think that after President Donald Trump followed a very tough and aggressive economic policy imposing tariffs all over the world, so this has increased manifolds the importance of the platforms like SCO?
Lest we forget that Pakistan is the only country which is not at the scathing receiving end of Donald Trump's sharp tariffs. And Pakistan has, rather than receiving those tariffs, which were negligible, has been in fact given a oil and gas investment deal by Washington. So I think Pakistan is also in a great position, like it was in the past, of acting as a bridge between the West and the East, between the US and China, to act as above board neutral player, like it did when it helped the United States recognize the People's Republic of China and facilitated the visit of Henry Kissinger from Pakistan.
Well, thank you very much, Mustafa Haider Sayyed, Executive Director of PAK-CHINA Friendship Forum, for your valuable time, and thank you very much, viewers, for watching the program. That's all so far. Thank you very much once again, and good night. Khuda Hafiz.